Hi, once again. Glad to be back with you. I want to say this before my darling princess over here, or my queen, comes in,
So kind.
that I thank you guys for being patient with us, and I appreciate the times that she has taken over the show when I wasn't here. Sometimes you have to do a few things, but it's good that we're a team
That's right.
and we make it flow, and we appreciate you guys for continuously tuning into us.
Absolutely. Because there's only one, the Tailor and the Dressmaker show.
That's right.
We are one of a kind for sure. And we're excited. Again, thank you for making us part of your life.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys comment and say you look forward to Thursdays. So that makes us happy. We appreciate that. So today, for all you newbies, hi, I'm Victoria Baylor. I'm a professional dressmaker.
I'm Gentleman Jim the Tailor.
And this is the Tailor the Dressmaker show as stated, and we cover a variety of topics on the subject of tailoring and all things sewing. So today we kind of were stumped a little bit. Last week we talked about sewing time management. A lot of people found that very helpful.
Yeah, and they found out they were blowing a lot of time out there.
Yeah, and we, kind of just grazed the surface because you really can go deep with that topic, correct?
Yes,
Oh
you
my
can.
gosh, you really can. And we should do a course one day on that, believe
You
it
know,
or not.
I might do one and
Training.
show the things where you lose the time.
Yes,
Okay.
that'd be helpful. That'd be very, very helpful.
Because there are places where you lose time and you don't think of it because it's been your routine.
That's right.
So we can consolidate, those things. We've had a lot of questions. They continuously come in, and you guys continue to ask us questions so that we can bring those to a more formative answer for you. And I was telling Victoria that I got a call I got an email from whatever it was, email from a gentleman who wasn't pleased the way I was teaching you guys. He went on to state that he was a Seville Road tailor, and I showed something which wasn't the true way of doing it. Well, yes, it was. The difference was all the details that go into actually doing it. And needless to say, online, I can't make a tailor out of you. I show you tailoring tips to help you along if you're into sewing. Now, as a beginner, no. So a lot of times I shortcut the way I deliver and what I show you guys, but all I seem to get are responses on how it has helped me.
All positive. That's right.
Yeah.
I think he was the one. Just
Those
the one,
are the ones.
one negative.
Yeah, I'm not here to teach you guys how to become a tailor. I give tailoring tips on sewing. Okay? The art of tailoring, or what we call being a master tailor, you have to really be in-house with somebody to learn, to watch, to observe the way they do. So I don't want to mislead anybody. No, you're going to become no tailor unless you come in-house. But if you're into sewing, the tips and everything that we give you help you along your journey.
That's right.
Because sewing is a journey. And wherever you pick the stage up, if it helps you, then we've accomplished what we set out to do, and you've accomplished getting the knowledge. And so far, that's all I've gotten was how it has helped them. Now, this one gentleman who wanted to go on about, and he went on and on about he was a Seville Road tailor, and he knew how, and I didn't show you guys how to pad stitch and all of this. Well, I can't do everything on there. And unless I develop a course that will physically put you over my shoulder and do everything step by step by step by step by step, then no. If I failed him, all I can say is make your own DVD. That's all I can say.
Well, amen to that. We will
Okay.
just meditate on
Yes,
that for a
yes,
second.
yes.
And I totally agree with you. The whole point is we're sewers. Every sewer has a toolbox. Let's just think of it in a practical sense. If you have a house, you have a toolbox. It has wrench, it has screwdriver, it has everything in it. We have the choice of putting various tools in our toolbox.
That's right.
My toolbox might not look like Gentleman Jim's toolbox, and vice versa. We might do things differently. We might cater differently with different clients. But I might look over, which I have oftentimes, and looked in his toolbox and say, "Oh, I like the look of that," and then learn how to do that and add that to my toolbox. That's the whole point of why we're here. We're here
Yeah.
to make you
Yeah.
have a very robust understanding of sewing and to just equip you so you can go out there and do what you want to do.
You know,
That's right.
most of what I produced so far and what Victoria has produced so far are kind of what you guys have asked for. Now, if it's something, and we have a lot more planned. We've talked about what we have planned, but we got film all that, edited all that.
So what
and that
Mr. Jim's
takes
referring
time.
to is just all of our courses, the Gumroad courses you've seen. We have a bunch of them, and you guys know because you've ordered a good
Yeah,
bit of them.
you know, and this is for all of my sewers who I've known for many, many years, and you know who you are, who are now finding out because they call me personally and they ask me questions. I said, well, you know, we've already put that out there. We've already explained that. I said, now, I'm not telling you to just keep up with everything that we do, but most of the things that you asked me, we've already put it out there. Sometimes it takes time to look back and see what we have out there.
That's
So we
right.
get a lot of questions on certain things, but we've already covered that. We try and recover them to a point. But for you newbies who are out there, this is a time to, you don't have to look at every series, but every series tells you what it's about.
That's right. And then we will also, I totally agree with you, and oftentimes we don't want to be repetitive in anything that we're doing. We try to bring you new and
stuff, yeah.
good information. But just to rehash it, we do sell, or we do have courses that one can purchase. We have free stuff online on YouTube, and then we have courses one can purchase. And just to go through a list, Mr. Jens in particular, he has a complete jacket construction course where he shows you the ins and outs of jacket construction, the tailored way, so you do get to see a lot of his
Ladies'
techniques.
jackets.
Ladies' jackets, thank you. Because one day you will do men's, and
Yeah,
that would be really great. Matching plaids. Excuse me, it's the fall time. Everybody's gonna be wearing
Yeah,
houndstooth
plaids.
and all kinds of skirts. Really great course. It's like $15, dirt cheap. You can stream it immediately. Some alteration courses, taken in the waist of jeans, waist seat crotch reduction on pants, how to make a tailored vest course.
You know I have, vests will be next week.
No, that's right. You should do it this
I
week.
said,
That's right.
I said, it's still hot down here in Savannah,
That's
but
right.
it doesn't matter. Vests come back next week.
Next week. So there's a complete course on that shows how he makes a vest in 0-time flat and his whole bagging technique, stuff that you don't normally see in regular textbooks. I know because I have a lot of those textbooks. Very good to check out. Fundamental pockets. Shows you how to do all the most common pockets. People really struggle with those. You get those in. I mean, it's a piece
Let
of
me
cake.
mention something on that pocket.
Sure, sure.
I recently had a lady come in from the Alabama area, the Birmingham area, to learn a lady's tailored jacket. She came ready. She says she got that course and she nailed those pockets because she was advanced on herself. Because when you come in here for 2 or 3 days at a time, I don't have the time to really teach you how to do certain things. She was ready, and she got it all from that course.
Yeah, and if you had spent the time teaching her, that would have robbed her of the time
Yeah,
to
the
get
time
through
to
the other
make
stuff.
the jacket.
So these resources are here for for you guys' viewing pleasure. And then just last but not least, 2 DVDs you can actually buy from him are his basic alterations DVD, which is a 2 DVD disc
It's
set.
2 disc
Most
set.
people don't know that, and it shows all. So if you're trying to start an alterations business, it shows all of the typical alterations one would do.
That we do.
That you could. I mean, pretty much you do 2 jacket hems. You done paid for the DVD.
Absolutely.
Real simple.
Absolutely.
And then of course his ladies tailored trouser course. Then we did a course together about pricing your sewing right. That one's pretty popular. How to create sewn garments and to price them appropriately. How to price alterations right.
Right.
I think there's almost 3 hours of video with that.
Yeah.
And then we have masterfully tailored pants fitting course. Mr. Jim did that one. And then also a tailored coat construction course, which would be really appropriate considering the season we're about to go into.
Yeah.
And then I have a few courses on. I plan to add some more. I had 2 on sewing with Swarovski crystals and rhinestones. So for anybody making any fancy dresses, it is almost Christmas time and some of the
That's
holidays.
right. Holidays are coming.
Also, if you don't like to sew them on, you can glue them on. So there's some strategies for that. That's a separate course. And then my most recently released course, which I'm very, very happy about, is how to conduct a successful sewing consultation.
How about that?
It's a complete course. It is 3 hours long, and it deals with everything. I actually give all of the various forms associated with having your own business, everything from your business plan, doing a phone consult, how to do a questionnaire on someone when you're doing a phone consult or in-person consult. I did a video on how to determine, I think, the 12 different personalities, because personalities affect your consultations. So it's a really dynamic course. Got a lot of great feedback from it. It's also up, so we'll post all that.
Yeah.
But it's all about resources, resources, resources.
One thing you guys have to remember, if you're going to do this for a business, you need to be prepared when somebody steps into your domain and they step up to the plate. You really need to have all the answers for them. That's not the time to, well, let me check on that. Because first and foremost, when they call you or greet you or meet you, they're telling you up front what service they want from you. When you start a consultation with somebody about making something, you should have a general idea on how much fabric is involved in almost everything you do. Making trousers, making a skirt, making a suit. Within a certain framework, there's an amount of cloth that's going to be the same, and it depends on the width of the fabric. 3 yards if it's one width, close to 4 if it's another width. That's the more narrower cloth, okay? So you should have a general idea of what that is. I always tell my clients that if I sit down with you and I calculate how much fabric it takes, trust me, that's what you need. If you want to buy a little extra, people buy, oh, I'll get an extra yard. I'll get an extra yard and a half. All you've done was you spent your money. And sometimes what you buy extra isn't big enough, and understand what I say, big enough to make something else, but it's more. So if I say 3 yards, I'm gonna buy 4. Well, if it takes 3 yards, what am I gonna do with the extra yard? Now, if you're gonna buy extra, buy 3 1/4, you understand, or buy 3 1/3.
Well, that's a good point. That's actually a good point.
You know,
I'm usually the person that buys
that helps
extra
you
yard.
buy a little extra, but don't get up in the yardage, because when we finish cutting the garment out, that's throwaway. It's just enough, unless you got little children, that you can make something. But normally it's not enough.
But I totally understand. Mr. Jim tends to be a little bit more precise in his estimates. I always order an extra just in case something weird happens or you have that one piece that doesn't get cut. But I do not cut things out without progressively going down, because you just don't end up with that 1 yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be weird. You'd be able to do nothing with it. So it's like, but you're absolutely right. And that's the kind of stuff we cover in our courses, just kind of give you that extra boost of information. If you are having a consultation with someone, which is what I cover in my course, you got to have a process.
Yeah.
You just don't walk in the door and all of a sudden you're trying to make it up as you go. That's why I give every bit of paperwork I use in my own business, I offer that for free, or it's included in the bundle of the course as an extra, so that people don't have to guess, like, how do I figure out how to do this?
I'm making a comment for you guys out there in the world. I get a lot of calls, personal calls, from people asking me questions. I'm open for the questions. I have no problem. I just don't want you guys to be surprised when I answer the phone. Because I've had 4 calls last week from people, 1 from Europe.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're tracking you down, aren't they?
Oh, they be tracking me down. And when I answer the phone, or if they call me and I missed the call and I call them back, they weren't expecting me to call them back. Expect it. I will call you back. I will answer the phone, because guess what? You called my number. And I answered and said, oh, I'm so surprised. Don't be surprised. If you call me, I will answer, and I do the best that I can every time someone calls me with a question. Sometimes I can refer them to something I've already done. Sometimes I can almost answer your question over the telephone strategically, unless I see the garment or this, sometimes I'm lost.
Yeah.
See,
kinda
so
hard to do that.
I give what I can. I answer all the calls that I get. Sometimes I don't answer them right back, but I do answer them. So if you get me and it's a live voice, don't be surprised. It's just Gentleman Jim on the 9.
He's not lying though. Mr. Jim is probably one of the most approachable people I've ever met. So he is really sweet like that. A lot of people would be stuck up and they're like, "Oh, I got work to do." He's never like that. So we're here because of the fan
Yeah.
base and we love you guys. So
Yeah.
yes, but just remember. If there's something you can find an answer to in one of our courses, please get that so that
Yeah.
way you can see the hands-on
There you go.
stuff.
There you go.
But definitely we're here to help. So
Yeah.
that was today's show. We want to just kind of address what the purpose of us being here was here.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Jim said, it's not here trying to conform everybody to become master tailors. If anything, it's trying to infuse everybody's sewing with some really great knowledge. I'm here to do the same. So we love it. Thank you for giving us a platform. And
Thank you
we
very, very
will
much.
see you guys next week.
Gentleman Jim here at the Tailor.
Victoria Baylor, Dressmaker. You be blessed. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
All right.
Bye.